The wetting agent, it's a surfactant. It's pretty much almost like soap. You know, you've seen the baby soap and the Dawn soap, the little solutions you can spray on the lawn. This is just that in a form you can buy. So we went from having a whole lot of rain to nothing, and then add in the heat. The grass was looking crispy. I watered the lawn Saturday morning, gave it a pretty good watering. Then yesterday I came out and it was terrible. Let's take a look at what it looked like yesterday around lunchtime. Now, when I started looking into wetting agents, the first thing I did, the first time I ever used one, I went down to a local Site One. I picked up a little hose end application of some Let's Go Moisture Manager. Now, that Let's Go Moisture Manager worked really well. I was very happy with the results. However, at about $30 per one of those jugs, that wasn't really a cost I could live with. At the end of that season, I started researching wetting agents. I really wanted to go a full liquid route, but then looking at the cost of that, in the long run, it's not bad. It's kind of like buying a growth regulator. You got a big upfront investment, but it'll last you a very long time. So I ran the numbers on that, and then I also came across this guy here. It's an UnderHill Pellet Pro. This clear container unscrews, and you drop a pellet in there. And that's your wetting agent. Now, what's a pellet? This right here. You just unscrew the white lid, drop the whole container down in that guy, attach it to your hose, and off you go. Now, these are designed mainly for golf course use, sports field use, to fix areas of localized dry spot. But as you saw in my video, my backyard is entirely localized dry spot. Freaking bugs. The upfront cost wasn't bad. The applicator gun itself you can find on Amazon on sale quite frequently for around a $70 range, which some people might think that's a whole lot. But then the pellets, there's no actual, like, this is how much a pellet covers. Certain formulations give an estimation of about 15,000 square feet. So I've just kind of went with that, and it's something you just have to play by ear. You don't want to overdo the wetting agent and use an entire pellet on like a 5,000 square foot lawn like that, because that can make things really mushy. What I did initially was I weighed the pellet and then set my timer based off of what the instructions said on one of them I read. It's not the one I'm using, but it was made by the same manufacturer. It was actually the same brand, Tournament Ready. But the one I'm using contains Actisol, which is their name of their humic acid, fulvic acid blend. So I set a stopwatch and ran it for the amount of time they recommended. Then I weighed the product to see how much of it I used. I did a little bit of math and I came out that I can get about 3 applications per pellet of my entire yard. So that's not bad. What are the costs of the pellets? About $10 to $12 depending on which one you buy. Last year I used the regular Tournament Ready and the Tournament Ready with Actisol. This year I tried out a little bit cheaper one that's around $8 of Hydro Wet, but then I've been mainly using the Tournament Ready with Actisol. I've done about 3 applications so far this year. The first one was with the Hydro Wet, and then I've done 2 with the Tournament Ready. Ideally it's maybe a month apart in your spacing. However, you have to look at various things. My front yard, for example, has been doing great. The backyard, however, with my dirt stripe patches, and just overall conditions, it needs a little bit more. So I apply it just a little bit longer than normal. And my frequency is about every 2.5 to 3 weeks. It really just all depends on the weather. With the heat we're having right now, I gave it a really good dose yesterday. And what I really like most about it was the color response with those humics that are mixed in with it. It was surreal. Part of it could have been it was getting close to that magic hour where everything looks awesome. But then at the same time, it was still pretty early in the day. But the color response, let's take a look to see after watering and then after the wetting agent application. The backyard, however, with my dirt stripe patches and just overall conditions, it needs a little bit more. So I apply it just a little bit longer than normal. And my frequency is about every 2.5 to 3 weeks. It really just all depends on the weather. With the heat we're having right now, I gave it a really good dose yesterday. And what I really like most about it was the color response with those humics that are mixed in with it. It was surreal. Part of it could have been it was getting close to that magic hour where everything looks awesome. But then at the same time, it was still pretty early in the day. But the color response, let's take a look to see after watering and then after the wetting agent application. That was a fantastic color response. If I say so myself, you may disagree. Oh well. The main advantage of using these wetting agents that I've seen is that it doesn't make me not have to water the lawn. I just may not have to water it as frequently. It's been a lifesaver for me not having irrigation. This is a way I can help supplement what I have, because dragging hoses is terrible. Irrigation is getting planned, it's just all as the budget allows. The wetting agents are simply just another tool available to me. Is it necessary? Not really. However, the benefits of using it, to me, justify using it. I've seen the results after application and the positive impact that the turf shows. So it's a win-win for me, and I will continue to use these.